Hello and welcome to LJE News Updates. Let's take a closer look at the stories making waves across the country. My name is Omotola Adeleke. IGP Kayode Egbetokun resigns at President Tinubu's request. ADC candidate Obidient rejects AMAC poll result. Sowore calls for mass uprising to reshape Nigeria. 2027 signals Tinubu governors meet NLC in high-stakes Villa Summit. U.S. House panel submits report to White House on alleged Christian persecution in Nigeria. Onitsha South local government seals 200 shops after sit-at-home defiance. ITUC Africa once again renewed imperial agenda after Rubio Monique's remarks. Now the details. The Kayode Egbetokun has resigned as Inspector General of Police at the request of President Bola Tinubu. The resignation followed a Monday meeting at the presidential villa. Mr. Egbetokun, appointed as the 22nd IGP in June 2023 and expected to serve until 2027 under the amended Police Act 2024, will be replaced by Assistant Inspector General of Police Tunji Disu. Sources say preparations are underway for a formal handover ceremony. Mr. Egbetokun, 61, marked 35 years in service in March 2025. His tenure was controversial, including allegations of human rights abuses. An official statement from the presidency is expected later on Tuesday, with further details to follow. The African Democratic Congress candidate in the AMAC chairmanship election, Dr. Moses Paul, has rejected the February 21 poll, alleging widespread irregularities. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Christopher Mekalangu of the All Progressives Congress winner with 40,295 votes out of 62,861 valid ballots. Paul secured 12,109 votes, while the People's Democratic Party (PDP) polled 3,398. In a statement, Paul accused INEC of voter suppression, intimidation, vote buying and result manipulation, insisting the outcome did not reflect the people's will. The Obidient Movement also condemned the process as a brazen assault on democracy, citing low turnout and alleged harassment of party agents, and urged electoral authorities to address the claims. This is what Dr. Mo has to say.
By 3 p.m., I already won the elections. Across board, the results, were already there. And then magic began to happen. And this is a crazy thing. So not only do I reject the outcome of the results, but I also, it's so disheartening to see the imposition of curfew, to see the mutilations of results, to see how members of the ADC were harassed, from different polling booths. And I have never seen a heightened level of vote buying like we've seen, in this particular election. By 3 p.m., I already won the elections.
And to the next story, activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has called for a mass uprising to transform Nigeria's political and economic structure. Speaking to journalists at the Abuja division of the Federal High Court on Tuesday, Sowore argued that meaningful change would only come through collective action. He said those in power would not relinquish control voluntarily, alleging that public resources are concentrated in the hands of a privileged few. According to him, a people-driven movement would enable wealth distribution, improved public services, free education, functional healthcare and infrastructural development, positioning Nigeria for sustainable growth and progress. Political momentum ahead of 2027 is building as President Bola Tinubu and Governors under the Progressive Governors Forum host leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress at the State House Banquet Hall at Sorok Presidential Villa. The summit is aimed at strengthening dialogue between federal and state government and organized labor amid economic strain and political recalibration. Labour leaders are expected to present a charter of demand, including wage increases, job protection, a just transition fund, expanded social protection, and structured tripartite dialogue. With tensions over inflation and reforms lingering, the meeting is viewed as pivotal, either resetting Labour-government relations or shaping political alignment ahead of the 2027 general elections. The United States House Committee on Appropriations and the United States House Committee on Foreign Affairs have submitted a detailed report to the White House on alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria. According to Riley Moore, the document outlines measures to curb religious violence, enhance accountability, and strengthen U.S.-Nigeria security cooperation. The probe followed President Donald Trump's redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Recommendations include a bilateral security pact, sanctions and visa restrictions for alleged perpetrators, conditional funding, and collaboration with partners such as France, Hungary, and United Kingdom. The Onitsha South local government area has sealed over 200 shops at the Bridgehead Market for failing to comply with the Anambra State government's directive suspending the Monday sit at home. The affected shops, spread across 6 market lines, were locked during a compliance visit led by Council Chairman Emeka Orji and Secretary Paul Onwachala. Authorities said trading activities were halted despite clear directives to resume business. Orji described the action as economic sabotage, warning that sealed shops would remain closed until next Monday, with possible indefinite extension for continued non-compliance. The council also hinted at revoking shop allocations, stressing that government retains overriding authority over public property in the interest of restoring economic stability across the state. Organized labor under the International Trade Union Confederation's African arm, ITUC Africa, has raised concerns over comment by Marco Rubio at the Munich Security Conference, describing them as a threat to African sovereignty. ITUC Africa criticized Rubio's call to reinvigorate the West and dismiss colonial guilt, arguing that empire historically exploited the continent. The group cited interventions by the United States in countries such as Venezuela and Cuba as examples of coercive foreign policy. The organization urged African workers to unite, strengthen solidarity, demand accountability, and resist external manipulation, warning that internal weaknesses create openings for foreign influence. And that concludes LJE News Update for now. Stay tuned for more update. Make sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe at LJE News on all social media platforms. My name is